By the way, I got promoted 3 times.
3 times, sorry. Okay, I'll add that in there. Hi everyone, welcome to our brand new series, Beyond the Listing. Today we're going to be delving into our agent success stories and their challenges. I'm your host Daniela, and today we're joined by someone very special, Zinni, our current leasing manager in Business Bay. Zinni, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah.
So just going to dive straight in. How did you join Better Homes, and what were you doing before this?
So it's actually a fun story. Prior to getting into the whole realm of real estate, I was actually working in luxury retail, and I was lucky enough to meet Linda, which is the founder of Better Homes, as we all know, of
Wow.
course. She was my client for about 5 years throughout my entire time in retail. One day she reached out to me and she said, Zini, I think you'll actually be good because she valued my customer service and the experience and the relationship that we built. She suggested that I got into real estate and one day went home, had a conversation with the wife. She was a bit reluctant, but I'm a stubborn guy. So I went ahead and I said, listen, I'm just going to take the plunge and do it.
Amazing story. You just never know who you're going to meet in real estate, especially in Dubai. So tell me, what are the main qualities you see in a good agent?
What I think a good agent is someone that delivers on their promises, also sets expectations, and of course meets those expectations. Great communication, delivering exceptional customer service, um, removing the transactional side of the job and making it a little bit more personal because there's too many agents in the market that just focus on the dollar and not focus on the relationship. And I think there's a lot more value to building relationships, and the longevity of it is a lot more rewarding.
So your story is quite interesting. You've actually been promoted twice here at Better Homes.
I got promoted 3 times.
3 times, sorry. Okay, I'll add that in there. So tell me, how was your initial transition from leasing to sales?
Well, I mean, it was really about, again, as I mentioned before, delivering that exceptional customer service. That's something that one of my values in everything I do. So when I started building relationships with my clients, uh, both tenants and landlords, very often they will come to me asking for suggestions. And I think the fact that you build that level of trust and you have people that come to you and ask certain questions about the market or about what I think is a good project to invest in, that type of relationship then developed where, as I mentioned, some of my tenants actually became my buyers,
Wow.
and some of my landlords evidently became my sellers. Yeah.
Absolutely. Amazing. So in terms of you then being promoted to a manager, what kind of skills and attributes do you look for in new agents?
For me, it's drive and determination. As we know, there's so many agents in the market, and so many people are just hopping into this because they see that Dubai is going through this mega boom in terms of the real estate market, and they want to capitalize on it. And fair enough, that's their motivation. Everyone's motivated by money. However, I think people who value that relationship building process, um, it's one of those things that it keeps them in the game for a lot longer. Louis often says something about when the market goes down, you can actually see who the real good agents are. He says it in a little bit different rated
Yeah,
version of
I
it.
can imagine.
However,
Yeah.
that's pretty much the simple version of what he's saying. People who can really perform in the low performing markets are really strong agents.
Of
And you saw
course.
that after COVID, which is pretty much when I started real estate.
Zinni, so I think you'll agree the first 6 months in any agent's journey is crucial.
Very
And
true.
during this time, a lot of agents can feel like they want to quit or they just can't keep going anymore. What advice would you give to any agents going through this period?
What I would say in the first 6 months, of course, as an agent, getting into something new, of course, you're going to have your challenges. But if it's something that you really want, then go for it. Yeah, dare to be different. Be persistent. Follow your training. Stick to the basics. Understand that things don't happen overnight. Yes, there are some success stories, some lucky stories in this industry. However, it doesn't happen for everyone. And it's like any type of job or any type of business, the people that really stick at it and focus on what their trade is, they are the ones that tend to perform and outperform other people in the industry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
During your career at Better Homes, did you ever have any doubts in your mind? Did you ever think this wasn't for you? And did you overcome it?
Yeah, I mean, it's very natural, especially in the first 6 months or to a year. You have these questions in your mind. I left a very good position in luxury real estate to get into this. However, one of the things that one of I would say my qualities is that I don't like to prove people right. So I felt like I had to make this work. So
Absolutely.
I kept my head down. Of course, there were moments where I wasn't performing and I wasn't reaching where my expectations were in the industry, and that was in the initial few months. But I decided to focus on a few clients, a few properties, and get those transitioned. And once that was done, then I went on to the next thing. And then I built the confidence to deal with more deals at a time. And then over a period of time, it just became almost like second nature. So yeah, it was challenging, but again, what's
That's
life without challenges?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, that's real estate for you. It is like an emotional roller coaster. So during your successful career here with us at Better Homes, is there anything that you would have done differently, or are you happy you stuck to that path?
Oh,
Good question.
yeah, that's a good question, actually. I mean, it's hard to say, to be quite honest, because everything I did led me to where I am. But now I'm a manager and I'm training some of my newer staff. Some people are here for less than a month. And with training them, there are some practices that I learned later on in my career that they are getting from the beginning of their career. And I wish I had that type of training
Yeah.
from somebody who was actually in the industry for a period of time that has actually progressed in the industry in that period of time. And I felt I may have reached where I am a bit faster. But where I am now, it's I have no complaints. So it's really hard for me to say I would do anything different. I wish I knew what I know now.
Yeah,
Is one of
exactly.
those things. But I guess that's life. We will
Yeah.
always have that way of thinking once we progress more and more in life. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's a part of the journey, but we're
of
so
course.
lucky that all of our managers do have agent experience
Yeah,
now, and they're able to give that to our new agents,
yeah.
which is amazing. Our last question for the day, Zinni, is how do you define success in the real estate industry?
The thing about success is that it's different for everyone. But what is success in the industry? I think it's reliability, trust, of course. Having people come to you based on reference or referrals, as opposed to going out there and seeking new business.
Yeah.
A lot of my clients are repeat business, and that's both landlords, sellers, buyers, and tenants, of course. So in terms of maintaining that relationship, I think having that black book of clients that
Yeah.
you can just go back and say, hey, what's going on? Have you taken a look at the market? I think having that black book is a success in itself. Some people, of course, would look at success with putting a million on the board,
Yeah.
or some people might look at success at 5 million on the board. But it's relevant to the person and the individual. What success for me again is when I get a phone call and it's, hey, I got your number from this guy.
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. Referrals are one of those things that are pure success story for me. Yeah.
Thank you, Zinni, for sharing your incredible journey with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you, everyone, for tuning into our first episode of Beyond the Listing. I've been your host, Daniela. If you have any questions to do with Dubai real estate or recruitment, please drop them in the comments below. And we'll catch you next time on our next episode. Thank you, guys.